The fourth speaker is Dr. Schachter. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly, sir. Would you like to make some introductory comments?
Much. Thank you very much, Derek. And yes, you did pronounce my name quite correctly. I appreciate that. I also would like to thank the organizers for today's workshop for inviting me. As Derek mentioned, I'm a professor of neurology at Harvard, so you might be wondering why I'm here, but I'm here representing RADx Tech, which is an NIH-funded program launched end of April 2020. The purpose of it was to accelerate the development and validation and commercialization as well of innovative point-of-care and home-based tests for COVID-19, as well as improvements to clinical laboratory tests to increase capacity. And the focus of our work was entirely on directly detecting the SARS-CoV-2 virus. RADx Tech was then joined by a few other RADx-related programs, including RADx Up, which Dr. Hooper described earlier today to address issues relating to equity and access. So we, for almost a couple of years, have been involved in the nuts and bolts of developing the diagnostics, realizing that it's just part of the puzzle, as you mentioned, Eric. And so I thought I would briefly describe RADx Tech. It was made possible by a congressional appropriation of nearly $1 billion, which came to NIH. Francis Collins designated NIBIB at NIH to lead the effort to develop the diagnostic tests. The goal originally was to have enough tests for 2% of the US population, around 6 million people a day to be tested, which at that point was seen as highly aspirational, and to do so within a matter of months, even though the average development time for a new diagnostic is on the order of years, 3 to 7 years perhaps. So we quickly mobilized through NIBIB. We were a coordinating center for the Point of Care Technology Research Network, which was an NIBIB funded program, and so we inherited received the opportunity to lead RADx Tech. And during its first 7 months after launch, end of April, we received over 700 proposals, mainly from companies, large and small, some from academic centers, to develop novel or innovative commercial tests. Most of them were at a translational stage at that point. We simultaneously put together hundreds of experts in a wide range of fields, of course, virology, but also medical technology, assay development, manufacturing, distribution, close to 650 people all working together. And as of a couple of weeks ago, not even 20 months since the launch of RADx Tech, we reached the capacity across all of our funded companies to produce 1 billion COVID-19 diagnostic tests, and had attained 35 emergency use authorizations from FDA. And at the moment, RADx Tech is working to bring multiplexed diagnostic platforms to the market for helping with the differential diagnosis of other respiratory infections, as mentioned by Bill Rodriguez and Rick Bright. And we're also working very hard to enable the deployment of 500 million home-based tests to Americans in a matter of weeks, as announced by President Biden. So, we've learned a tremendous amount in the past 20 or so months, especially how to expedite bringing a diagnostic test to the market, and one for which, the science and technology have not been fully de-risked before launching into commercialization. We've also seen firsthand the value of synergies when different government agencies communicate frequently and work closely together. Perhaps, in hindsight, we would have benefited from interacting with policymakers at an earlier stage. Not that we didn't seek that out, but there was not an opportunity for active engagement back when we started. And I think, too, we would have benefited from better understanding the attitudes and perceptions among the public, how to educate them about what they should know about making informed decisions about testing. To Nicole's point, the government did not have a complete end-to-end system in place when we started working on diagnostics. And I believe we could have been even more productive if there had been. And I suggest this should be a priority among many priorities in preparing for future pandemics. Thank you.